book, and I will actually hand you guys the actual journal entry for it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Here, you guys see this?
Oh,
The 6 elders.
All right. So, um, I'm gonna have you guys read this.
Okay.
You are the ones reading it, so I think it'll be.
Alright.
I think there's better retention if you guys read it.
Alright, boys, let's do the old school school system where we go in order reading this.
oh boy.
Who wants to do origins?
Making your players read things? It's fucked up.
Wow, who does that?
It's crazy.
Oh man, I remember this other DM who did that.
Dude, fuck him.
That other DM would also make us recap our sessions, bro. I hated that. So
Yeah. I remember this one player especially hated it. Like he would not spend any time at all on preparing his thing.
some players would go as far as even making a video. It's crazy, man.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Those are good. All right, I guess I'll read.
Alright, we go with origins.
Am I reading this out loud to everyone?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
Yes, we're doing
character?
we're doing
Okay.
old school systems.
Oh yeah, you can do it in character. I think it's cooler in character.
Okay, let me reformat. Okay. Long ago, before the soils of Aldera existed, the primordials of beginning started a game amongst themselves. They tired of fighting amongst each other, for all fighting has lost reason when every primordial is immortal. In seek of amusement or curiosity, they wondered to themselves, who is the greatest creator? Every primordial wagered that their creation would be best, leaving no consensus to be had. To settle on this, they brought their creations upon the plane of existence, and set them loose as members of the same family. They proclaimed whoever among the family were to rule the entire plane would represent the creator of the primordials, and thus, in an eternal battle of conflicts, the primordials watched the realms.
Right, who wants Medulla?
You can just go down the player order on the left.
Oh.
So I can go next.
Okay.
Alright.
Medulla is the eldest sibling of the Primordials champions, a being whose chills go beyond the touch and whose existence brings upon an endless blizzard that eternally blocks the sun itself. Medulla laid his domain of ice in the continent of Greendale, where there was once greeneries of spring and is now a blanket of white. His powers are as cold as his heart, for he never grew close to the rest of his family.
Alright. Bale. Bale is the second eldest of the family. He is an entity of pure energy and heat, which rivals the origins of the suns itself. In a fit of rage and jealousy over Medulla's treatment of the family, he waged war over the seas and proclaimed his domain on the continent of Titandria? Tithandria. While his eldest brother lacks any warmth, Bale is boastful and prideful being, and yet he would not hear the words of his family over his hatred for Medulla.
Alright, let's go. Hakan is the second youngest brother of the family. Out of all the others, he is most spiritually linked to the plane of existence itself. To where there are trees, mountains, and life, it is said that Hakan gave a piece of his life essence way to bring forth such energy in the plane of existence. As his eldest brother fight, he seeks an escape from all the fighting as he secludes himself in the deepest heart of Catullus. Unlike Bale or Medulla, Hakan finds himself of uninterest and is void of ambition. He would much rather seek eternal bliss. Do you want me to read yours, David?
Celestine. Celestine is the third youngest of the family. Unlike her brothers who would claim the land, she finds herself more interested in the skies that hover the earth. Her whimsical and playful nature can be seen in the artful displays she would make as she manipulates the clouds and the weathers that roam the earth below. Though she holds no domain in the ground, it is said that she considers the sky as her realm alone, and that every now and then her feathers would shed and gracefully carry itself into the winds. Every now and then these feathers would find themselves in the mountain temples of Valanis.
You want to go again, Edgar?
Sure. How do you pronounce this? Kamish? Kamish?
Kamish.
Kamish, okay.
Commissioner.
Commissioner Gordon, let's go. Kamish is the third eldest of the family and was considered a failure by his own creator. He was cast aside and banished into the realm of shadows. The rejection alone created an insatiable void in his heart, which would rend him and all beings around him asunder of all emotions. It is said that he let go of his emotions, his soul, his love, and his ambitions to ascend. Though no traces of the Shadowfell has been found, a few rumors in Evermeet speculate a moving figure at night.
Balthazan is the youngest sibling. As the youngest, he was often disregarded by the others and was ignored and shunned for the lack of experience and maturity. Resentment consumed him as he desperately grows into a figure who thirsts for a chance to prove himself superior to the rest. It is said that his resentment manifested into the earth and has buried the lands of the gnarl marches in sand, as he burrows himself deep into earths of Aldera. Perhaps in his heart he believes if he were to claim the earth itself, then it would undermine the efforts of his families as they claim the lands above.
For reference, for those of you who don't know what your home continent is yet, Hargrave, your home continent is going to be the Gnarl Marches. And
Can I get a spelling?
the Gnarl Marches, it's in the thing. And Kerfuffle, your home continent will be Valanis.
It also means if Kerfuffle dies, your new character has to also be from there.
Or they don't have to be from there, but they have some business there at the least. And for everyone else, if you forgot what your continent is, I guess let me know. And then I'll let you know.
It says
But
sand. My backup kind of has sort of sand stuff. Perfect.
Bro, the fucking dragon of my land is Christian Bale.
What?
But to be honest, bro, I based it off of an Elden Ring dragon.
Which one?
Bale. I don't know what to say.
Fair.
It's in the DLC. His name is Bale. He's a cool dragon.
Hakon is that fucking vampire from Skyrim.
Yeah, I think his name might actually be Hakan, but that's not what I based it off of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which one is mine?
It's,
Where's his origins?
yours is Hakan, bro.
It's not. I
mentioned
figured just because I saw trees and mountains, but
he secludes himself in the deepest parts of Catullus.
Catullus, yeah,
Yeah.
they mentioned it. I remember Catullus getting mentioned.
oh, okay. I don't know why, like I thought Catullus is spelled with a C. I was like looking for, like, bro, where is this shit?
You don't know how to spell your own home? What the
Yeah.
kind of shitty
I
place is this?
hey man, I didn't name it, alright.
Hey, you
All
didn't
good, all
name
good.
it. You should know what you're
This,
going
this is just player knowledge, not the character
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah, I'm just memeing.
I always think of this when I hear Hakan.
It's always funny when I'm like trying to play as a smart D&D adventurer,
Oh
and then
yeah,
here I am IRL, like I'm dumb as fuck.
dude.
Yeah, that's always hard. I feel like you'd
Yeah.
have to just like your DM just has to let you roll like intelligence checks or something, right?
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
the same as like a strength check, like you don't have to be strong IRL to like for your character to be strong.
For sure. It's like it's way easier to play like a strength-based character than like someone that's like
Yeah,
intelligent.
or like I mean, I think the way I did it was like you can roll investigation stuff that'll give you like strong hints as to what's going on that like other like less intelligent characters might not have access to.
Yeah, what I've found is like smart people can deduce things, but there's nothing to deduce if you're just behind a screen. You're just kind of given just whatever the context that the DM gives you. But you know, they can't just describe everything without taking like another 2 hours in one spot.
Okay.
Anyways, there you go. There is the revised version of the story, rather than whatever stuff I made up last time. This is what we're gonna go with. What's official?
A book of ice and fire dragons. Sounds like fairy tales.
Well, that's what
I
this
hope
is.
it has a good ending.
Dude, that is like you're trying to ask for a black flag. I hope it has a good ending. That's like saying, like, what could possibly go wrong? That's literally what you're saying.
All right, combat starts. You
Oh my god.
I say okay. It's about what I expected. I learned quite a bit though from this book. I say, do you have any recent history on the royal family of Laguna?
Oh, actually, we have a professor who's writing a new textbook to pass down the most modern of history. It's still in its works, but you can take a look at the draft if you'd like.
Go ahead.
Yeah, how far back are you trying to look?
Say between now and 10 years.
Okay, sure. Let me give you the folder covering the last 10 years. Give me a moment. Do folders even exist in these times? Now that I think about it,
Up to you.
Up to you.
I feel like it would be normal enough, especially in a more like sophisticated place as the capital. They might not call it folder. Let's just call it folder, so I don't have to like think of a new name.
Yeah.
So she pulls out a folder and she hands it to you, Ashton. And for this one, I'm just gonna say it's quite extensive, so I didn't like write everything, but I can summarize the contents that you see.
Sure.
All right, let me see here. What did I write? Okay, so because I don't remember what year I said it was in this D&D setting, I think James wrote it down a long time ago. I forgot to write it down, so we'll refer to it as year one, starting from 10 years ago, and then we'll work our way forward from there.
What was the year?
I'm just saying 10 years ago. I'm gonna temporarily call that year one because I forgot what actual year it is in the D&D campaign setting. honestly, I don't want to make it too important. I usually refer to things as like in terms of relation, like 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago. I'd rather say it like that because I don't want to fuck up my math and be like, hey, the like this happened 500 years ago, but then on paper I say 300 and 500. Hey, wait, that's only 200 years ago or some shit like that.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, yeah, so we'll just do it relative. So if 10 years ago was year one, then we'll start from there. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, Ashton, you start reading this textbook in a sense. It's more of a scripted, rough draft, really. So it's very technical, not very official, not too many, what do you call it? Official prints and whatnot. But you see a collection of photos, what looks like a photograph of a lot of these events happening. But you kind of flip through them, and they look very concerning because there seems to be a lot of what looks like fighting and whatnot. But you start very from the beginning, and the very first thing you see is that King Egan has died.
What the fuck?
King Egan.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's the book called?
This is just an unnamed rough draft of a textbook that's going to be posted eventually in the history books. But this is covering the last 10 years, so it's still a rough draft.
The book isn't called Blood and Fire.
It's funny that it's funny. I it's actually no relation to Aegon or whatever. Like it was just a name I came up with. I just didn't think about it at all.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's serious.
Oh my god.
Like it was just completely
This is
coincidental.
actually a name he gave me.
Yeah.
He way many years ago.
Yeah, many years ago. Yeah, it just so happened
Like,
to be.
it's pretty funny. Yeah. But anyways, as Ashton reads over this text, what do you feel? Actually, why don't you describe it?
I forgot. Like, what was he like? I'm trying to remember. Like, what was he like when I was a child? I guess he was still pretty. He was still pretty like, from my perspective, he was still like pretty fit, pretty strong. So this news is like quite a surprise. My eyes go wide. I say, King Aegon is dead?
Yes. So then, over this thought, you start to read over the books more frantically. And as you go further and further, you see that there's been talks about the investigation onto what the cause is. But a long time would pass, and within even 2 months, people were not able to devise the reason why he died. And then from this point on, you would see that that Prince Caspian has been assigned as the new ruler of Catullus. This Prince Caspian being your father.
Yeah. Let's see, well, that translates.
A year later, there has been discoveries through a more talented wizard who is able to kind of study the medical properties of how King Egan has died. And he was able to devise that he actually died from what seems like a very new type of poison, one nobody has ever seen before, and very unnatural and more magical in nature.
Reason. Those assassins ordered by someone.
But then, that's not what gives you concern. As, yes, it is somewhat of a worry that something has happened to King Egan. There is another headliner that strikes your worries. You see a lot of headlines where Prince Valdun and King Caspian would start to argue amongst each other. They start to accuse each other. From the third year forward, there has been talks of King Caspian being accused of hiding evidence and him being taken to court. You look over these court cases and you see that the court ruling was overwhelmingly one-sided. Your father, the man you believed in, all of these allegations being sent towards him, the person you look up to, shattered. And you even see a photo of him being held behind bars.
No. I walk up to this wall and my back slumps against the wall as I hit the floor. What happens? There's no way. My father, he's a good man.
You look further and further into these textbooks as you see that Prince Valdun is to take over kingship as Caspian is held captive. But one day, somewhere in the third year, Caspian escapes jail and his wife disappears suddenly as well. There are no traces of them. And this would go on as you look through these pages and sift through and through in a very quick manner. You see, by the 6th year, there's still no trace of them. And the capital is divided into mostly two political parties, the Loyalists and the Liberators. The Loyalists are in favor of the native bloodline of King Egan and King Caspian, and the Liberators being Valdun, who wants to start a new bloodline. And you would see all kinds of photos where the capital has had many buildings of different noble families on fire, and there's all kinds of boycotting. By the 7th year, you would see that Valdun would strike up all kinds of more anti-rebellion laws to become stricter. You would see photos of the guards putting down people who would resist and protest. Some of them struck down. Numerous failed attempts were logged in this textbook of all different types of rebellion armies, trying to rebel against King Valdun, all of them failing. By the 9th year, you see all kinds of in-house battles amongst the noble families being torn apart and ending with King Valdun killing off two families that you're aware of. Some of your bestest friends of the time when you were young. Some of the friends of your own mom and dad as well, being killed off. You would even see that the economic policies in Catullus were updated to favor the military, widening the gap between the rich and the poor. And to top it all off, there, there was one final thing. Your father was allegedly found and executed on sight.
I dropped the book. Tears going down my eyes.
Did I miss anything important?
Cover my
Great, dude.
cover my head. As the tears rain down my cheeks.
You tried to hold these tears back, but you feel your throat wouldn't let you breathe. And the dams were not enough to hold them back.
No, it wasn't supposed to be this way. My father was a good man. What has led down this path?
So she didn't hear you speaking about your father and stuff, right? But from a distance, the scholar that's running this library sees you tearing up, and she says, "Oh my, are you all right? Did something happen?"
So I just look up and I say, "What has become of Catullus?"
You see that she puts on a somewhat concerning smile, almost broken like, and she says, "I do admit the kingdom could be better, but I don't want to mention this in front of anyone. So I would watch my words if I were you, especially around the upper parts of the capital."
Like just hearing that makes me realize that something may be afoot. Obviously, I have to know more. Is what I think. And I wipe away my tears. There was nothing left in the book, right?
Nothing left.
I hand back the book open folder. Say I have a lot to think about. Okay. Thanks.
Wait, what did you say? Sorry.
I say I have a lot to think about. Thanks, and then I hand back the folder.
She says, "All right, take care of yourself." And then she takes back the folder. So, everyone else, you most definitely saw, if you were at least looking at Ashton's face, you would have seen that his composure must have dropped at least a little. You can try to conceal it, but it is a lot to hold back emotionally. Do any of you share any sympathies or empathies with this companion of yours?
I walk up to him. I cast Prestidigitation to dry his tears off his clothing. And I say, there, Strider. Now is not the time for this. You're making a scene. That's me being comforting.
I say nothing to this. I just like sit against the wall. Actually, Yeah, I'm set up against the wall for now.
I turn to Hargrave and Relin and I say, seems we've walked into a boiling kettle. Where do you
Well,
think things will go from here?
Well, it's a shame, but the past is the past, right? We live in the present and can only meet the future with what we can.
Did Ashton share what was in the book? Or no?
Not necessarily. Not yet.
Okay.
You know what? Say. What's the time of day right now?
I'd say it's closer towards the evening, probably like 6 p.m. And I'll also say at one point, actually, you did mention you dropped the book. I would say a few of its pages scattered to the floor, and that's how Potenpack, Hargrave, and Relin seem to know some of the context. Not all of it, but some of it. James, you just missed my Interstellar.
Oh,
Oh, you gotta do it again then.
No, dude.
What?
You're gonna have to watch the recording for that one.
Yeah, I say, wait until tonight at the end. I'll tell you everything.
I nod.
Say, you're right. You only live in the present. As I turn back to the librarian and I say, is there any book or anything that references a symbol with is it a dagger and a lightning bolt?
So you're asking this to the scholar?
Yeah.
She hears your inquiry and she tries to think about it. You see her kind of like looking up and kind of putting her index finger to her forehead. And then, as much as she thinks, she says, not off the top of my head. I can try to take a deeper look, but I doubt we have anything about that.
Say, Kerfuffle, can you show exactly what the symbol looks like?
I create it with prestidigitation.
Okay. So she sees this, and she looks at it and she says, "No, I don't think I've seen this symbol before. But I can take a look at all the books again if you'd like."
Can I do an insight check to see if she's lying?
Sure.
That's awful.
So, based off of her emotional expressions and whatnot, her mannerisms, you look for anything that resembles any sign of nervousness or whatnot. But to what you see, everything she says seems to look normal. She doesn't seem to strike out anything in particular. So you see no reason to disbelieve what she is saying.
I say, if you please, if you could, you could search the books again.
I'll give it my best try, but as big as this library is, unfortunately, some things that are, I'm assuming this is more under the table, are probably not documented.
I say, doesn't this portal just pull out the books?
Right, but we have to put the books in the first place, and if the book that you're looking for never existed. That means nobody wrote anything about it.
Not only that, but finding the is a lot easier when you know the name of the book.
Right. Well, regardless, I can give it a quick look to see if there's any books that have this symbol. But again, I've audited every book in this library before. I don't think I've seen that.
I
But
say everyone who's seen the symbol so far has met an untimely fate, so I would be quick about it. That's not a threat, just a word of caution.
oh, I see. You see that she's a little nervous at this point, right? She says, "You're not affiliated with something like that, are you?"
I laugh and I say no. I want to destroy that symbol.
I say it's not true. Not everybody's shared that fate. Otherwise, we wouldn't have shown you.
It's
But-
like 90%.
But if you would show tastes to it, I would greatly appreciate it.
All right. I'll be careful about it. Thank you. It seems dangerous, but I appreciate the warning.
Right. Oh wait. Wait a minute, I guess.
Okay. Are there any other things you guys want to try to look up?
You got any books on religion that anyone might study in the city or practice in the city?
Right. So let's see. Did I see something about that? Check. Oh yeah. So you asked for this, and actually, you even managed to spot a book around the corner of the library. You just see, at most, the most predominant thing is that there are some people who seclude themselves into the forest of Hakan, the forest that is named after the elder dragon that supposedly inhabited Catullus at one point in ancient history. The scholar's notes seem to kind of cover the druidic circle that lives there. They call themselves the Druid Circle of Veliki.
There it is. That's the cover of the Act 3.
I say, this doesn't seem important, and I put it back. I'm just kidding.
I mean, yeah, you can put it back if you want.
I'll take it.
Interesting. So,
How do you spell that, please?
Here, let me spell it.
so were people already worshipping Maleki in Catullus?
So when you briefly go over these scholars' notes, you actually see it's quite recent. It seems to take up mostly after you've been teleported away, Ashton.
Okay.
I assume my character knows you're a follower of Maleki, right?
Yeah.
Treat?
Yeah.
Okay, then I definitely grabbed the book. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I assumed that they did at some point, but let's just double check.
So you see that it's just the scholar that kind of studied under them for a bit, and to try to understand what their beliefs, goals, and motivations are. And the gist of it is they are a group who practices the teachings of Miliki, a goddess of forests and forest creatures. Their goal is to preserve the forest and its creatures, though recently the creatures have become more rampant for unknown reasons. There's also some rumors about the disappearance of Miliki's presence, but it's unknown if this is related to the growing dangers of the creatures living in the forest or not. They also have a secondary goal, which is to prevent the forest from overgrowing into the kingdom itself. So they're kind of expected to kind of keep things in balance with each other. in a sense, they are forest preservators who are following after a forest god's good example.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. I guess like just from like a pure, because it's my deity. Like I learned everything I know about her from her. But I would like to see a book about the goddess Maliki.
You're trying to look more about what happened to Miliki?
No,
Yeah, like-
just like about her in general.
Oh,
Like-
you're trying to look more about her?
Yeah. Like if you want to like just hand wave it, like oh I have, or like I could just know more about like what she is and who she is, like if there's like any history and stuff.
Sure. So, um, so in terms of details more about Miliki, she's been seen in many several forms amongst her followers. Some people speculate, or not speculate, they claim to have seen her dressed up as some sort of supreme ranger, where she appears as a tall woman of robust and shapely build, and she performs with her bow with some sort of lithe grace. Uh, she moves with the spring of a leaping buck and the ease of a prowling panther, and she would have her russet-colored hair and have it so long and unbound it hung over her shoulders and all the way down her back, almost to her feet, even. Her eyes would be large and brown and deep like pools, and her clothes would be dull green and brown in color. She wore mostly leather armor whenever she's taking this form. But a form that you are most familiar with is her other form, which is the Forest Queen. It seems to be of a young maiden who has golden hued moss and leaves for hair, a dryad essentially. She would wear sheer yellow and green gossamer robes, and even in chill and weather, she would still wear this thing. And all kinds of birds would occasionally flutter around her person should they see her. But in terms of what things she's able to do, she's a very, very talented tracker. I mean, go figure, goddess of the forest, right? But she would cast schools of spells from any school of magic, even those of necromancy and illusion, and from any sphere of the bar reversed harmful forms of spells like the healing sphere and then the necromantic sphere and whatnot. She's a very talented caster as well. But people are only able to tell as much as what they've witnessed of her, as of what her motivations are and whatnot. You'd probably be able to find more if you were to go into the forest and go see the Druidic Circle yourselves.
Okay. That's one thing. So, all right, I put the book back.
Okay, anything else you guys are looking up?
Yes.
What's up?
I go to the librarian and say, "Do you have any literature on the Greenskins? Preferably something negative about them."
Actually, I'm trying to feed their family.
Ah, fuck.
So she takes a look around, right? And she thinks about it. She says, you know what? Maybe this book would do well for you." And then you see the title says "Orc Dad Jokes."
What the? fuck?
You flip to the first page just to see what it's like, and you see that it says, the first entry says, "Why do orcs have big nostrils? Because they have big fingers."
What does the
Heard that
second
one
joke
from
say?
Gorillas.
You look to the last page and you see it says, "How do you get a one-armed orc out of a tree? Wave to him."
Oh no.
You could hear Puddlepeck burst out in laughter. Oh, oh, this was a good choice, my dear. Thank you. I say, it is true. There is a one-armed orc in a tree. All you'd have to do is wave.
I'm glad you like it. I am personally not that into dad jokes myself, but I'm sure everyone has their own sense of humor.
I say, no worries, my dear. Say, do you have anything else that's negative towards the Greenskins?
Edgar, why didn't you warn me about this shit, bro? I'm not ready.
No, just like give me the location of an orc that I can kill.
Let's see here. So she picks through this archive of hers. You see her kind of like feeling out the books as she puts her hand through this portable hole. And she says, "I think maybe there's something around here. Oh, right. There's this strange letter that was picked off an orc one time. Do you care to take a look at that, maybe?"
An orc writing. Now this is something I have to see.
Are you able to read it?
I say, I'll find someone. I'll torture a greenskin if I need to.
Sure. Honestly, not many people have taken interest in this original copy. So what I'll do is I'll duplicate it right here. Give me a moment. And you see her casting some magic. You see this paper separating into two, and she gives you the original copy. And then she says, "Have a go."
Thank you. I say, too bad we don't have Fusarium anymore. I feel like he would have been able to read this. For some reason. Yeah, she just happily says sure after I admit to wanting to torture and kill an orc.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Oh, you're a fan of the OG Lord of the Rings?
For what it's worth, right? I guess I should have explained her expression a bit more, but it was more of like a sure, like a sarcastic one.
I can see how happy she was. Don't worry, bro.
So she's a green skin hater too.
Yeah, and who isn't? Right?
Alright.
Anything else, anyone?
So you know what?
You guys did write like a week ago, like a list of stuff you might have wanted to take a look at.
Does she have anything on cursed or enchanted locations nearby?
Let me see. What did I say? Okay. So what you see is kind of a list of current events, um, going over some of the more popular things about Catullus. So, but apparently, there is this wizard vault owned by a very, very famous and retired archmage wizard. He owns a sort of wizard vault that seems to be shut down due to undisclosed reasons, but that is a place uh, of interest. It also states that this Cavaldi person is still living around Catullus, just outside of the kingdom walls, somewhere up north. There's also a particular article covering reports of people with cursed markings near the forest of Hakan.
Is the author's name on this paper?
It's more of a collage of random ripped pieces of paper, I'd say. And the last thing is there is some old news about the Enclave of Meliki's temple finally being established a few years ago in the middle of the forest.
Is this the same location as the other one?
As the other,
Oh,
the
other book.
the other book. Oh yeah, they're talking about the same location,
Okay.
the same time.
That's pretty much it, unless she has a book on phoenixes.
So she tries to find some stuff about this. She says, "I don't think we actually have a book about phoenixes, but if I remember correctly, there were some reports back in the day, and I think I might have something about that here. The security around here occasionally publicizes some of these reports, whether if they're real or not. But there's something about a red bird that flew past the capital at one point. I don't know if that's actually a phoenix or not, but rumors say that it is very big, and it seems to be spotted flying towards the forest of Hakan.
Say thank you. And I'm done talking to her.
What was that?
I said I tell her thank you, and I'm done talking to her.
Okay.
Hey, there's one more thing. This
Yes.
one's more lighthearted. The beginner's cookbook.
A beginner's cookbook. Sure. Is there any particular focus of dishes you're looking for?
Something easy to start off.
Sorry, how about location-wise? Are you talking about Nahant dishes? Or are you talking about dishes from the mainland or are you talking about dishes from here in the capital?
Well, it's both local cuisine.
Sorry, your mic was a little muffled for me. What was it?
I say let's go with local cuisine.
Oh, local cuisine. So stuff from the capital. Okay, sure. And she just gives you a very generic corporate-like cookbook about the dishes of Catullus.
I spend like a few minutes reading through it.
Okay, sure. you see that there's a lot of really interesting dishes that you see here. Most of them seem to be very expensive. I'd say they use ingredients that are pretty pricey, but towards the latter half, you start to see more basic ingredients that anyone can find. You'd see them mostly using things from a farm, so things like eggs, whatever types of cattle, and and whatnot. Um, you see that some of the easiest things is actually a a breakfast set of meals. I think the one that stands out to you is even though it looks fancy, it seems to be kind of like a simpler version of eggs Benedict.
Hmm. Perhaps that's my calling. I could be a master of breakfast.
So you see the stuff in details, but to apply it in practice is to be determined later.
Okay. All right. I give back the book.
Okay. All right. And with that, do you have anything else you guys want to look up? Yeah.
I think of anything right now.
Okay. So Street, I think because your character has a lot of wisdom stat, I'm going to have you roll for a wisdom check to see if your character just happens to remember something you might not be remembering in real life.
Okay. I will use my inspiration.
All right. Did I make it sound that important?
There you go.
All right. So, unless you have something else, I'm going to say you feel like something's missing, but you just give in to it and you say, I can't seem to remember.
Hmm. If my wise character can't remember, how can I remember? There's something.
I'm sure you guys will be fine. It's okay.
I say.
You guys asked about the progenitor or anything like that yet?
I want something. Well, yeah, sure. You'll say, give me your guidance.
I sent it over.
I think about it a little bit more on this. Is there any books on a progenitor?
A progenitor? Like you mean the concept of one, or do you mean
a progenitor of werewolves? Of lycanthropy, I guess.
lycanthropy? Well, there have been reports of werewolves, werebears, and were tigers and whatnot escalating lately. There has there have been multiple reports made public by the security here.
Were lions, tigers, and bears? Oh my.
But if you're looking for more information about them, maybe you can ask a guard, and maybe they'll know something more about it.
Thank you for all your help. Really. Let me know when you find if you find any information on that symbol.
Oh, right. Yes. If I had to be honest with you, it sounds dangerous, and I don't know if I feel motivated to pry into something like that. What your friend has told me earlier, it worries me.
I say it could be very important, and I say you might. I say there's not like there's things I can't say, but it may help a lot of people.
Roll persuasion.
That's
And she says, ah, "You know what? You're right. Something needs to change around here. Sure, I'll look into it."
thank you. All right, where to now?
Here. You know what? Let me give you my shitty map.
Let's go the MS Paint map. Let's see it.
Yo,
Okay.
dude,
Okay,
it
so
looks
let's
like he had a
look at it.
shitty map, bro.
Okay.
The title is called MS Paint.
This
I
is the
love it.
mitochondria.
What is the
It
city
does look
dam?
like a cell.
Is that just the water?
It's like the waterfall dam place you
Gotcha.
passed by at one point. You were there before you reached the lake house of the artificer.
Okay.
What time is it in game? Is it close
It's
to
about 6 p.m.
Okay.
So maybe a good tad too early to head to the end.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I guess we could. Where did we come in from? When we entered Laguna.
I think it feels like this. Is this south side?
Yeah, we came through the slums,
Slums.
didn't
Yeah,
it's
you went
outside
from the
that.
slums.
Into the slums.
Guess we could. You want to like check out the slums a bit? Get to know the common folk.
we? We can rub elbows with the dirty masses.
So,
I'm in
Yeah.
character.
Make them believe we're one of them.
I say.
Okay.
Oh, I smell and look like one.
So I will say to get all the way to the slums from here, you would cross by the inn, you would cross by the artificer shop.
Do you guys know the Wizard's hut already?
Yeah.
No.
No. Yet. How long?
Nobody
How,
checked the wizard's hut.
how long does it take to get to the slums from here?
Probably like a good 40 minutes.
We got time.
It's so good.
And for reference, I put the wizard's hut over there in the map, but I should probably put it more like outside of this.
Okay. That makes more
It's,
sense.
it's pretty far out.
Yeah, because
But I just wanted to like let it be known, like it is there somewhere. So
Gotcha.
Okay. Is there a reason to visit a castle?
We save that. We save that for tomorrow.
Got it. Yeah, alright.
We're not allowed in the castle according to the guard unless we have a long lost cousin or something.
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
That's
Unless
crazy.
there's a royalty, yeah. We'll never find one of that.
Nah.
How do you stumble on a royalty like that?
It just doesn't
Gosh.
happen.
Yes.
I'll pretend to be royalty.
Let's converse with the common folk. There's much I need to know.
to the dumpster we go. I mean the slums.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy a bag of holding and only shit in it, and then throw it at someone.
Let me see here. So you're going straight to the slums. You're okay. Well, if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna put you at least at the city dam. The artificer's shop, you've seen those things already, but at the city dam, there's some potential things you might
Oh
see.
right, yeah. There's like people around there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you would have to come along that way, anyways.
Oh.
Okay, so there's two sides. You guys can cross to either side you like, but it seems like there's people you can see on both sides.
I guess.
And even though there's like nameless NPCs and stuff, like with the generic token, you can still talk to them too. You just kind of want an idea of the vibe of the place. But for the most part, you see a bunch of soldiers kind of like stationed to their parts, watching the dam, kind of maintain certain parts of it as well. And then further down, you can see some workers who are handling some boxes and crates and storages and whatnot, processing them in some kind of way. And the most standout thing that you see is kind of this monk that is kind of meditating along the water side.
The people that are putting like the workers that are like storing stuff, they're just like common folk, or like you know, like they're just, or are they
Yeah,
like guards?
The people working on boxes at the bottom, yeah, they're common folk and stuff. At the top, it looks like there's guards handling weapons, equipment, defenses, and some of them look like materials that are used for the dam itself.
Where are they? The storage people? Is it these guys or is it these guys? Those guys. Okay.
These are the storage people.
Okay. All right. So I'll go there first.
Oh shit, the dynamic audio.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Very good.
Foundry OP.
Oops. What the? Oh, okay. I guess I dive off the dam. I didn't mean to do that.
Alright,
Oh,
you will. Do
Uh,
a check.
I'm assuming you're not jumping off the dam.
Well.
Well, depends what I think you roll.
You're just gonna see a whole world of pain. Nothing to do.
Nothing but rocks down there, bro.
I say, hello there.
So you approach him, right, and he's like rigorously handling some of these boxes and checking off things on a list. He says, "Hold on, just a moment. I need to make sure that the next quota is met. So give me roughly 5 minutes, and then I will get to you.
I say,
Whatever you need."
I said, do you want any help?
No, it would take too much time to explain. It has to be packed in certain ways and organized in certain ways. That is too much to explain right Please, please, just go over there on the other side of the building. I will get to you in 5 minutes.
Right. I'll wait.
Who's saying this? Oh, this guy.
So you see him and these other two workers that are with him kind of like very efficiently handle these boxes. You see them kind of literally tossing some materials around, some gizmos and gadgets and whatnot. Some of them look like toys. Some of them look like general adventuring equipment. But they handle it with care. Nothing seems to be dropped. And it almost seems like a circus act of some kind, with just how elegantly they toss these items across, and without dropping a single thing.
I pay careful attention on how they're doing it.
All right. And you see that the way that they organize it, they seem to have some kind of system where they speak of certain colors and numbers and terminologies that make no sense to you, but it seems like ways they call out a way to organize these items and whatnot. But in about 5 minutes, you see that where there was once a floor that was covered, they actually managed to get everything done. They probably processed a good 60 boxes, 60 crates full of stuff, and sorted them out in a matter of 5 minutes. And so then you see him take a nice sigh of relief, and he says, "All right, that is enough for today. We've met our quota, and you guys can go enjoy the weekend." And you see the two other people kind of like take a rest before they get ready to walk off. And he says, "Ah, yes, the gentleman from earlier. Do you have business? Do you have business with General Great?"
Oh, that's for General Great. Impressive work, by the way.
Oh yes, thank you. And yes, some of this stuff here is General Great. Most of them are. Did you have business with him? I'm his assistant inventory. If that's not clear.
I understand. I say, how's life here in Laguna?
Busy, underpaid, poor work-life balance, but I'm getting by. I'd say General Great is a lot more generous than some of these other merchants. Oh, okay. Let's be fair here. He is a greedy person, but he makes so much money that I get paid better.
I see. Is there anything that's is there anything that you feel that you need?
Let's see here. And he takes out a clipboard and looks at his agenda for what looks like an agenda of tomorrow. He says, "Give me a moment. I need to read through this. Maybe you have something for me. Or maybe, rather, I have something for you." You know what? Yes, I have some things for you. Tomorrow, there is a lot of shipments that I need to process. They are, unfortunately, very, very heavy for a person like me, and I have to bring all of them to the Artificer's house, aka the General. And if you take a look, well, there is obviously a humongous dam behind me, and carrying all those boxes up the dam is, in a way, torture.
Sure. I could do that.
But it would be tomorrow. We finished our shipment today. It is evening, and I do not think anyone should be working in the evening, unless they really need the money that badly. But I'm sure everyone wants to live their life.
Very well. Then I'll see you in the daytime.
Sure, sure. See me tomorrow. Um, bring strong people.
No worry about that.
In exchange, I'll give you some potions that are going to be processed uh, as as extras, actually, for Alana's potion shop. We actually have quite a few spares here. They they're not in the best of quality, I will admit, but they are still functional and they will still do exactly as you need. It's just the glass is a little damaged or defective, and we try to make sure that they are the best quality usually. So yes, these spares that we have, I mean, at most they have defective appearances, but they will serve you well as potions of healing. Would that be of interest?
Sure.
All right. Then yes, that is the deal. I will give you all these potions of healing just to carry some boxes all the way up this dam and into the lake house. Anyways, I will be here roughly 6 a.m. tomorrow. Um, as long as we have all the boxes done by the end of the day at 6 p.m., it should be fine.
Very well. I say, I will see you then.
Very well, sounds good. Oh, and your name. I almost asked. I almost forgot to ask.
Call me Strider.
Strider. All right. See you then.
Oh, wait, and your name?
Ah, right. I am Rupert, the assistant of General Great.
So long, Rupert.
Wait, one more thing. His name.
Oh, my name is Peyton.
And this is Manny?
Yeah.
Say, watch yourself, Manning Peyton.
My name is not Manny. And then he just went off.
All right, man. Have a good
He's
one.
You see him, and he just says, like, off the corner as you walk away from him. He says, "My name's Kagami."
Kagami?
Kuroko no basket? What?
I waved to...
Different reference. Only one person here will understand.
Yeah, I got you.
Agami.
I waved to this person.
What was that?
So I waved to this person as I walked past them.
Oh, they just waved to you back casually.
Yep.
They put on their salesman smile.
And then can we zap us over here?
Actually,
If you want, you can take a nice dive and swim across, or you can walk all the way around.
Walk all the way around.
Actually, wait. I say, Ursula. I say, Kerfuffle, your prestidigitation is it cleans water.
It does.
Say, will you use this on me when crossover?
Yes.
And I'll cross over.
So you're this bearded man, like brown hair, messy hair, and robes, tattered robes and whatnot, and you're walking on water in the middle of this This dam's water. And you do catch some eyes as people like see you're walking on water. But other than that, nothing else happens.
How are you walking on water?
He's Jesus.
Have you not seen my character icon?
Fair enough. Alright, I can't go. I can't walk on water. For some reason I'm really heavy, and I sink to the bottom. Must have been the weight of all those good deeds I've done.
Huh?
I chuckle a little bit.
All right. So this monk-looking figure, right? He has his eyes closed, but he seems to know your presence is there as he speaks out to you with his eyes closed. And referring to you, Ashton, he says, "Your mind seems troubled, lost one. I can sense your distressed aura before you had approached me.
Say,
Perhaps you have not had time to be able to think clearly. Or perhaps you haven't given yourself a clear mind."
I say to him, say, you are very wise.
I can help you clear the dark energies that block you from speaking to the true spirit that resides within you. You must learn to embark the journey of the 7 chakras.
I sit down next to him and say, what must I do?
You and I must channel our energies together, and I will teach you from day to day a different chakra.
How do I channel?
Day. Ah, yes. Take a moment to sit beside me.
Oh, I'm already sitting.
This is the rock that he was sitting.
Oh, okay.
And he says, "The very, very first thing, my disciple, is that you must channel the earth chakra, which is located in the base of the spine. It deals with survival, and it is blocked by fear. What is it that strikes fear into your heart?" And so you start to think about it, Ashton. What is it that your character fears?
I fear a loss of my family. There, maybe my father, like secret, like 99% of me is sure that my father is innocent, but then there's always that 1%. Just in the very, very back of my mind. What if he actually did it? And then there's these assassins. They could show up anywhere. Kill people I care about. How's my mother handling this? That sort of thing.
You think these things to yourself, and almost as if he can somehow sense that you're done thinking and ruminating about it, he says, "My disciple, you must let go of these fears let it through you. For these are the fears that would hold you back in your journey towards transcending. Let go of all your fears. And now you can do a wisdom check.
I open the corner of my eye. Help me out.
I don't have any bardic, but I can give you
Yeah, it's like a minutes.
I gotta use my level 4 spell slot.
I don't know about the voice.
Able to tap you as it goes.
Which one is wisdom?
Ow.
Ow. Oh, it's at the bottom. What the fuck?
Yeah. It's the space bar.
Close my eyes and I try to rid myself of these fears. Just ability check or saving throw?
Ability check.
Wait, it didn't give me a second. Control. Okay, well. Okay. 14.
Okay. 14. So, this being the first stage out of the entire 7-stage process, it was not too hard to let go of these fears. At least you weren't able to completely get rid of them, but you were able to repress them, or not suppress, but like let them loose and away, so that you have a clear mind even for a few minutes. And he was able to sense this, and he says, That is a passing mark, my disciple. You must continue this throughout your day, but this would suffice.
Like this, so I feel better already. So I take deep breaths.
You must take one more deep breath, my disciple. Close your eyes and breathe in. And then breathe out. And we will see each other again in this very same spot the next day. And we will cover the next chakra. And when you open your eyes, as you breathe out, you see he is gone.
Oh shit. Man.
Bro. Mark, it's literally the Cyberpunk quest.
Yeah, I was thinking it as the fucking Cyberpunk quest. I was like, wait.
Holy shit.
Ooh, the reward. That's interesting.
Oh shit.
So, as you finish channeling your first chakra, you sense a better connection with Mieleki. You did not feel it at all at any point earlier, but with your less clouded mind, you feel, although you can't talk to it, you can feel something there. It is familiar to you from when you first were blessed by her powers, when you first started in the forest.
This gives me newfound hope, considering the previous time I tried to communicate with her was rather grim.
But yeah, honestly, that quest was cool, guys. I like that quest.
That's cool.
Do you guys like that monk guy in Cyberpunk?
I
He's-
didn't know.
I liked it, like, because of the mystery aspect of it. Like, I still don't know what the fuck like the point of it was. But
There's
like,
no resolution, which is why I didn't like it. I was the whole time I was like, oh shit, is this like a figment of my imagination? Is it the fucking like what is this? Who is this guy? Is he like one of the blue eye guys? He's just like, no, he just fucks off.
yeah, I liked it as part of like an audio, like sensory, like visual experience. I thought it was cool.
Probably be cool in VR.
Oh, definitely.
I see. Wait, so you finished his quest, right? Like the very last meeting you have with him?
I
Yeah,
believe so.
I think
yeah.
so. I don't think it explained anything.
Yeah, I just thought I was like, I don't know what the fuck the point was, but that was cool. That's what I thought.
Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
that-
find
that's
out
fair.
more about him in this story.
Yeah.
So this is where he went.
This is where he went.
Even the way I fucking like made him sound, did he sound like him?
Like you started talking for like 10 seconds. I'm like, this motherfucker. Like,
That's, yeah, it was immediately what I thought of, but I'm just like, no, it's a coincidence.
And
started
then I made
talking
him
about
disappear.
chakra.
I made him disappear, and you were like, "What the fuck?" That shit was so funny. Yeah, no, he's actually two references in one. But the first reference is obviously the cyberpunk guy, but the second reference is very, very slow. Like it's no one's probably gonna get it. I'd be surprised if somebody does.
Alright.
Anyways, yeah, that was that quest.
Shall we continue?
Yes.
I point and I say, to the slums.
Right. And is this like a path to come up these stairs?
Technically not, but I'm just gonna say it is.
Okay.
I say, it seems we finally ditched our babysitter.
Oh yeah, that guy. I'm just gonna say that guy's with you. I'm too lazy to drag.
He's like, I heard you talking shit.
I wave to these people, and if they have anything to say, then they'll do it. But I'll just keep asking about this.
You just see kind of like some of them be like as you pass by them, maybe you'll hear a whisper like, "Yeah, that guy stinks, dude. What?"
I sniff myself a little bit, like, yeah.
Okay.
About that.
So, as you're heading towards the slums, Ashton, in the corner of your eye, you see a glowing, spiritual-looking dove coming from above and making its way towards you.
Oh, it's that Druid guy. Okay. I look up at it.
All right. It lands onto your shoulder, and then it communicates to you telepathically. And it says, "Is this Strider I'm talking to?"
I telepathically communicate back. I say, "It is. Is this what was that druid's name?"
Let me get it for you.
My guess
Right
is
now, how it's
Saval.
spelled. What was that?
My guess is Saval.
What was it? It was Raylo.
Damn it.
Raylo. I'm trying to say, is this Raylo?
It is.
Say,
And if you're able to hear me and reply back to me, then that means I've made it to you. So that's good.
So good hearing from you again.
Yes, I've heard that you actually made it back into the capital.
I am. I say, how are you faring?
If I had to be honest, it's not looking great.
The Druid Circle?
Yes. In fact, I think once you've settled things down in the capital, we might need your help with a few things.
So whatever.
But I will say, and for reasons where someone may be hearing us right now, that I cannot disclose what these things are about.
I see. I understand. I will do what needs to be done.
But let me warn you first. Once you make it into this forest and you try to seek for us, I will try to find you as well. But I will say, once you've settled here in the forest, it will take a long time to get back to the capital. So definitely make sure that you have everything you need done. If you mean to handle a few ends there first, as it will take a long time, even though the forest is quite close to the capital. There's a lot of dangers, and those dangers are enough to stall you from making it to the temple and making it back to the capital. That's just something I wanted to put into perspective for you.
Hey, thanks for the heads up.
And I think one thing, lastly, to give you an idea of what we are dealing with, I want you to talk to someone in the capital and tell them I sent you.
Oh, who is it?
I want you to talk to Archmage Cavaldi himself. He is far north of the capital, outside of the city. But he should have an abode somewhere in the hilltops. It's hard to miss.
I see. I think we had plans to check that place out anyway.
Very well. And tell him that I want you to know about what he found out when he studied with us.
What he found out.
He knows one piece of the puzzle. We know the rest. This is just so you know what is ahead.
Okay. Got it.
Again, sorry I could not tell you more, but there is a chance that someone may be hearing us right now. That is all.
I say, thanks for what you could provide.
This is it. Farewell.
That's it. Before we meet again. And then I lift my hand up and let the bird fly up.
Okay. More and more plot hooks, guys. Here we go.
Yo.
Alright, so as we go to the slums, I'm going to take a 10-minute break.
That's good.